Okay, Rochester homeowners, if you're standing in your house right now, making a mental list of everything that you want to fix before you sell, stop. Not because the updates don't matter, because some of them actually do, but others you're just about to spend money that buyers will not pay you back for. And I don't want that to happen to you. See, that's the thing about renovating before you sell. More money does not always equate to more value. So let's go through exactly what's worth it and what you can skip entirely. Hi, my name is Susan Glems, and I am the founder and team leader of Bespoke Homes team with Keller Williams Realty. We are a top 1% real estate team in the greater Rochester and Finger Lakes area of New York, and we are committed to helping our clients sell profitably and confidently. And if you're a homeowner considering selling in the next 6 to 12 months, then you've come to the right place. Before we get into the list, I want to make one thing very clear, which is that not every dollar you put into your house comes back out as a dollar in your sale price. Homeowners tend to renovate based on personal taste. I do it myself, right? Buyers purchase based on functionality, condition, and emotion. And sometimes the projects that sellers are most excited about aren't the ones that buyers are actually willing to pay more for. So, as we go through this list, let's keep 3 questions in mind. Number 1, does it create perceived value? Number 2, does this solve a buyer objection? And number 3, does this help your home compete in the current market? Those are the renovations worth doing. Starting with number 1, fresh paint. It is hands down one of the best returns on investment that you can make before listing. And it's relatively inexpensive, right? But it completely transforms how buyers experience a home. It reads as clean and updated and move-in ready, and even smells like fresh paint, right? And psychologically, buyers pay more for homes that feel well maintained. However, this is not a time for personal expression. So dark accent walls, bold colors, anything that reflects your taste rather than broad appeal, save it for your next home. Neutral finishes win when selling, especially in a market like Rochester and the Finger Lakes. They tend to be a little bit more conservative and where buyers are often walking through multiple homes in a single weekend comparing. Okay, number 2 is curb appeal. And more specifically, this one's probably going to sound a little funny, your garage door. This one catches sellers off guard, but think about it. The garage door, if it's a front load garage, right, often takes up a significant portion of what someone sees when they pull up to your curb. And if it's faded, dented, or just overall dated or rusted, then it's already shaping how buyers feel before they've stepped inside. And buyers can form opinions very, very fast. Simple exterior updates like landscaping, fresh mulch, exterior lighting, even pressure washing siding, updating shutters, and even a new garage door. These things create an immediate impression of a home that's been cared for. And that impression carries all the way through the front door into the showing. Along those same lines, number 3 is your front entry door. And it might seem minor, but your front entry door is the emotional transition point in the home. And so if a buyer walks up to chipped paint and worn hardware or an old storm door with a beat up screen, right? These things are going to register subconsciously with them. So a fresh, modern entry door creates a cleaner, more inviting experience the moment buyers walk up. And in real estate, emotion drives value. Number 4 is my favorite, and it is a minor kitchen remodel. And I want to emphasize the word minor for a second, but why kitchen? Kitchen is the heart of the home. It's the number 1 place that buyers are looking to find out, can I entertain here? Can I cook for my family here? And so it's definitely a place that we want to put some attention to. And because homeowners know that the kitchen is generally the heart of the home, right? It's also where sellers sometimes overspend. So in many cases, you do not need a $100,000 kitchen renovation to maximize your return. What buyers really want is a kitchen that feels clean and functional and bright and updated enough, right? To give them vision. So some of the first places I look are, can we refresh the countertops? Can we refresh the hardware on the cabinets? Do the cabinets maybe just need a quick paint or touch up, right? Maybe updated light fixtures, those kinds of things, right? These kinds of strategic updates can completely transform a kitchen without touching the layout or doing a full gut renovation. I'll even look at the appliances, and maybe the kitchen's great, but the appliances are older white appliances, and with just some new stainless steel appliances would completely transform the kitchen. That's a great investment. I recently helped a seller client of mine refresh their kitchen prior to listing. And all we did was simply painted their oak cabinets white. They were the original cabinets. We swapped out the hardware on the cabinetry from chrome to black. And then we brought someone in to power wash their kitchen tile grout. And I think lastly, we actually updated their light fixtures, their chandelier. So it was a simple, clean, and relatively inexpensive change, and they were thrilled with the outcome. So were buyers. Let's move on to number 5. We're halfway through our list. Bathrooms. Just like kitchens, bathrooms are really important to buyers, especially the primary bath, where they spend a lot of their time. And again, similar to kitchens, you do not automatically need a high-end luxury spa renovation to see a strong return. I want you to think of maybe updating a vanity or even a mirror and light fixtures. Fresh paint goes a long way. And another really great thing that I've seen have a big return is reglazing tubs and tiled showers. Maybe they're older colors, and if you change it from a dated green to a beautiful bright white, it can go a long way. These simple fixes make a big impact. We're going to move on to number 6, and we're going to stay on the bathroom theme, which is adding a bathroom if necessary. Now, I know this is a bigger renovation, but it's one that can be a game changer for the right home. So if your home only has one bathroom, you're already limiting your buyer pool, right? Families especially tend to be looking for at least 1.5 to 2 full baths. So if your neighborhood comparables mostly have more bathrooms than you do, even adding a small half bath in a small corner of the first floor or basement can actually be a worthwhile investment. Speaking of basements, number 7 is actually finishing the basement. Now, I know this is a bigger project as well, but it is especially relevant here in Rochester, where basements are very common, right? And a finished basement gives buyers usable living space. And buyers mentally assign real value to that. So they can put playrooms, home offices, gyms, media rooms, guest areas, any of those spaces that make a home feel bigger and more functional. Now, one thing to keep in mind though is that keep finishes appropriate for the price point of your home. Over improving a basement in an entry-level neighborhood rarely makes financial sense. Number 7 was about adding more living space inside the home, and number 8 is about adding more living space outside the home. And I'm talking about adding a deck or a patio for outdoor living and entertaining space. Outdoor living has become significantly more important to buyers over the last several years since the COVID pandemic, where they want a staycation space, right? And especially in areas throughout the Finger Lakes where we only get so many months of beautiful weather, right? Buyers really value entertaining, scenery, and privacy. And a good outdoor setup can be a real differentiator and provide all of that for them. Even in suburban Rochester neighborhoods, these spaces can photograph beautifully. And that matters more than people realize. Photos drive showings. They get people off the phone and off the couch into the house, right? Showings drive competition, and competition drives value and ultimately price. For number 9, we're going to talk about doors again. We already talked about the front door, but now I'm going to bring you back inside and we're going to talk about interior doors, because believe it or not, if you have old dated doors, just from a look standpoint, you'd be surprised the return you can get by updating those to more modern doors. So a lot of times when I have clients with a home that maybe was built in the 70s and they have, or 80s, and they have those hollow core flat panel doors, a quick swap out with more modern 2-panel, 4-panel, 6-panel doors, and then also a refresh on the hardware goes a long way. Now, if you don't have the budget for all new doors inside, then think about a paint refresh and a hardware refresh, and that will go a long way. And now for number 10, the one you've been waiting for, the grand finale. It's not glamorous, but it might be the most important one on the list, which is replacing major mechanicals and the roof. Now, buyers care deeply about big systems. Roof, furnace, central air, windows, electrical, plumbing, right? These updates may not generate the same excitement as a kitchen, but they eliminate buyer fear, and fear lowers offers. So one of the most common mistakes that we see is sellers focusing entirely on aesthetics while ignoring significant deferred maintenance. And here's the truth. A beautiful kitchen does not distract a buyer from a leaking roof. So if you're getting ready to sell and you're weighing your renovation decisions, here's the bottom line. Don't renovate based on what you personally love. Unless you plan on living there for a longer time, I guess, right? But renovate strategically. Focus on functionality, buyer perception, condition, curb appeal, and updates that expand your buyer pool. And before you spend tens of thousands of dollars, talk to a local real estate expert first, because what adds value in one neighborhood or price point may not add value in another. Every situation is different. There are homes where we tell sellers to renovate before listing, and there are homes where we tell them to leave it alone and keep the money. We can help guide you every step of the way. So if you're ready to start your home selling journey and you're seeking expert guidance from someone who is willing to have the tough conversations to create clarity and empower you to move forward, click the link below to connect with my team and get started today. And if you're a discerning homeowner in the Rochester and Finger Lakes area and you found this content valuable, be my hero and hit the like button and subscribe for more content just like this. You can also comment below and share anything that you'd like us to talk about in the future. See you next time.